Okay, COVID log, I believe this is 27. Um, I'm finding my videos are a little longer now because we're hitting this decline. We're on the decline of hospitalizations and stuff like that. And so all these questions are coming up now. Uh, how do we reopen the country? When do we do it? Where do we do it? And what happens if we do and the virus spreads like crazy again? It's a crazy time. Um, Most people, though, are very uncomfortable with opening, but some states are. Georgia is going to be open in 72 hours, which is insane. And I don't see how, because they don't meet the federal guidelines in order to open. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I'll follow up on that definitely. So, here's how many people have been affected. I'm going to try and say it that way from now on. So, world deaths are now at 177,641. World cases are just over 2.5 million. U.S. deaths are at 45,340. If we get 10,000 more, I think it's 10,000, we'll have had as many people die in America that we did in the Vietnam War. Unbelievable. And we're projected to have 66,000 deaths by August, which I should say it is April 21st, 11:29 p.m. So we're going to be at this for a very, very long time. U.S. cases, 819,164, so getting very close to that million mark. New York deaths, my state of New York, 19,410. We had 481 people die yesterday. However, the total goes up more than that because they have included now suspected COVID deaths, which is a different number. It changes throughout the day. It's too hard to really separate the two. So the 481 is known hospitalized cases, but the total deaths are, we'll see 20,000 in the state of New York tomorrow, I'm sure. Total cases are just over 250,000 now, 256,555 just in our state of New York. We remain more infected just here in the state of New York than in any other country in the world. Columbia County deaths stayed at 12, which is where they're at yesterday. I was surprised because we had quite a jump in cases, but our cases now are 124 in my county, and we have under mandatory quarantine 121, which is the highest that has ever been. That number is usually between 85 and 100, and it's at 121. It was a gigantic jump. I don't really know what happened there. We're at day 52 now since the first American death, day 97 since the first case. As I was saying before, everything's going down. Deaths, we had 2 days in a row now where they were in the 400s. Intubations, hospitalizations, all that are going down. But that's it's overall in the state of New York. Different cities within New York are having different problems. Like Buffalo's numbers are still climbing, but New York City's are going down. Here where I am, the numbers are still climbing. So it's tough to tell. You really have to, that's why they're looking at, when they do reopen, doing it in the state that is in different regions, which is not good for me, or may be good for me, depending on how you look at it. Because I'm in the capital district, I'm like 20 minutes outside of Albany, so our cases are high, and yeah, we probably won't open for a long time. The governor is now allowing elective outpatient surgeries in low case areas, which is good for the people that want those, surgeries, need to have them done at some point. It's good for the hospitals because they've basically been shut down. Anybody they didn't need has been furloughed. So now they can bring them back. That was good. This was something interesting. I hadn't heard this until today. When you get sort of down during quarantine, you get, I don't know, just depressed. You get the blues over it, and it's referred to as the hell zone. So say to somebody, how you doing today? If you're not doing so good, you'll say, I'm in the hell zone. I just thought that was interesting. I hadn't heard it until today. And I've had it. There's no businesses open or anything, so really the only thing you can do is do things outdoors. And if you get a few days in a row where it's raining or crappy outside, you're just stuck inside all day until it breaks. So it can get difficult. The feds are going to give us some tests, finally. They're going to give us 40,000 instead of the 20,000 they were going to give us before. We have 250,000 cases in this state. I think that's just so they can say they did something. We can't perform them anyway because the reagents and the swabs and everything else they need, we can't get. So they could give us 1 billion tests. We can't test yet. And not only that, we still need federal funding in order to open our state anyway. We can't do it until then. So they gave us a small part of one of the several things we need, basically. And even that, for them to get the test to us, will be several weeks at best, our governor said. The USNS Comfort, the big ship that came in, big Navy hospital ship, we are now not using it. So our governor said today it's free to go to the next person, to the next state, whoever needs it. I know we just sent like 400 ventilators over to Massachusetts, so might go to them, or California needs it, but it's good to go. This was something I heard it. I couldn't believe this. Women with coronavirus in bad cases are giving birth while in comas. There have been a few stories of this where they're pregnant, they get coronavirus, they come into the hospital, they get to the point where they're bad enough that they have to be put in a medically induced coma, but they also have to give birth, so they're performing C-sections on these COVID-19 infected pregnant women to deliver these babies while they're in the coma. It's insane. I mean, never before COVID-19 have I heard of this. the cases I have heard, both the mother and child are fine, so that's good, but just insane. Um, this is the big talk now. This is what everybody's concerned about. Is there's the CDC and other experts and health organizations too have warned of a second wave of COVID-19 that would hit us fall or winter, basically coincides with flu season. And it will be worse than this first one we got. Because this is the coronavirus, but it's not the coronavirus. There are several different coronaviruses, SARS, MERS, other ones. And throughout history, they've been shown to come in 3 waves. So we're hoping that we have a treatment or a vaccine, before then. Our testing and all that is in place, and we'd be ready for it. I can't imagine one that's worse than this. I mean, this has been unprecedented hell. So that is the hope that, we'll have a vaccine before then. But at least we'll know how to shut down, how to social distance and quarantine, and how to reopen. So they do say, though, they think we will have to do this again. We will have to shut down and quarantine again. Not looking forward to that. Really, really hope we can avoid that. Trying to think anything personally, really. Not much. Just been watching the news, hanging around, going out on nice days to do some climbing, rappelling. Haven't been shooting yet, but kind of itching for that. But yeah, same old, except for this situation where we've finally crossed the apex. Hopefully we just see things continue to go down, and hopefully we can get some kind of timeline